Coach's Corner, episode 17. So, Coach Christian, Seth, Humphrey, here today. We're going to debunk some fitness myths that you have. I'm going to let Coach Christian kind of point us in the right direction, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so the first one here is for the ladies. First one we're going to debunk is weightlifting makes women bulky. So a lot of females, and I still get this question, and we've talked about it before, but it's kind of sound like a broken record at this point. But so kind of think about it like this: like if you want to be able to eat more calories, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is, the more you can afford to eat, the more toned your body's going to look. So think about, I mean, if you're not strength training, I don't care how much fat that you lose, your arm will have zero shape to it. Your legs will have zero shape to it. So you can continue to lose fat on your body, but it's never going to have that toned, that cut look that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's where a lot of women will have that skinny fat. You'll see it with doing high interval boot camp style training. You're sweating, you're burning calories, but long term you're not burning as much calories as you could be burning with strength training. But then, like Christian was saying, is aesthetically, like looking different, strength train versus that are doing high intensity, they're running, they're doing things like that, and they look totally different. So like Christian was saying, is like we've talked about stuff like this in the past. As humans, we all lie to ourselves and tell ourselves stories that are keeping us trapped where we are. And if you've not ever tried strength training, but you're telling yourself, oh, I don't want to get bulky, it'll make me bulky, it comes down to science. I mean, like legit comes down to science. Like women do not have the makeup to be able to put on muscle like men do. And they don't have the testosterone and things like that to be able to do the things that men do. So it's not something that you're going to. And the women that you see that are that crazy bulky look, they're on something. Straight up. So.
And they're also genetic freaks. Like you almost have a better chance of hitting the lottery than you do of turning into that person. I mean, those few and far in between for sure. Yeah. Next one is if I eat after 9 p.m., that's going to make me fat. So in my opinion, our body really doesn't know what time it is. The thing that makes you fat is those decisions that you make after 9 p.m. So that's a lot of times whenever you're getting a sweet tooth, or if you've kind of starved yourself all day, then you're going to want to just consume as much calories as possible. But I feel like we make bad decisions after 9 p.m. So that's where a lot of people, they need to cut it off before that because it helps them. But yeah, our body doesn't really understand what time. Another thing too, I would say, is we're not getting any movement after. So your digestion, all of that, I mean, nothing happens. You eat all that food, and then the last thing you want to do is eat a bunch of food and then go to sleep and lay down.
You're not getting the rest that you need because your body is trying to break down the digestion and the food and things like that. When we lay down, our body's wanting to help us repair and restore. And if we're not getting that 1 to 2 hours of stopping the eating so our body can do that digestion, then our body is working on digesting the food instead of repairing and restoring and regenerating, so we can wake up and be refreshed and ready to attack our day as far as that stuff goes. So with what Christian's saying there, the biggest thing is it's like giving yourself 90 minutes to an hour to 2 hours to stop that eating. I think on the other side of that is setting some type of rules around your eating where like me, I am the guy who will really eat only 1 or 2 meals a day. I have to have that rule that says, just like a stoplight, if you see a stoplight and it's red, you don't have to think about it. You automatically know what it means. We need to have those same rules when it comes to our nutrition that says, hey, at 8 o'clock, I'm done eating. And so then it's just like, hey, look at the clock. Oh, it's 8. Can't have that. I wanted it. Can't have it. So, what's your next one?
Yeah, last one here is that if I train abs, I get abs. So the problem with that is we cannot spot reduce fat reduction. So you train your abs, you can build up your core, build some stability there, but those abs just aren't going to start popping out, and you're not directly targeting fat in that area. Kind of think about fat loss like a roll of toilet paper. So you just have to peel that roll off one at a time. And for most of us genetically, the core of that toilet paper is right in the center of our stomach. So we have to continuously peel it off until we get to that point, and then you can start to shred up from there. But you can't do tricep extensions and think that fat on the back of your arm is going to fall off, because it just doesn't work that way.
Abs are made in the kitchen, as far as your nutrition and staying on the nutrition side of it. It's also with that, keeping you moving during the weekend and keeping you not bored. I see a lot of, and this has been me over the years, of just thinking that, oh, I've busted my butt all week long, now I can chill out. Yeah, absolutely. We want to be able to rest and recuperate and things like that. But if we're bored and we're just sitting around, then what starts to happen is you start to think about, oh, this sounds good, or this sounds good, or I could go and have that. And then the next thing we know, we're reaching for, or we're going and getting. And then that weekend is going to separate your results from other individuals. You'll see individuals who during the weekend are eating all the foods, and they're destroying their results that they've created over the last 5 days of working and stuff. So really focused on your nutrition and getting the calories that you need, but on the other side of that, making sure that you're not bored on the weekend, so that you're destroying all those results that you've created over the course of the week as far as that stuff goes. So not being bored, having something that you're working towards at all times that you can focus on. Say, hey, I've got this that I'm working towards, so I can't have this right now as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think we just need to find a way to put our life in cruise control, because a lot of times, like, we gas it so hard throughout the week, and then by the time the weekend comes around, like, we're ready just to take the foot all the way off the gas. We're beat up from work. We've been dialed in on our nutrition. We want to eat worse. So I think if we can find a way to put our life in cruise control and not change your habits on the weekend, not change when you wake up. Like, something that helped me out is I'll wake up early during the week because I have to be at work. And then what I would do on the weekend is I'd sleep in, and then Monday hits and it's like a brick wall hit me, and I'm tired, and then I'm trying to play catch up the whole week. So we need to find a way to, like, win the game of life and just put everything in cruise control. That way, like, you never have to bounce back on Monday because you've been doing it forever.
Yeah, and then that's on the weekends. It's like same thing that you're talking about, is like you're waking up earlier on the weekend or at the same time on the weekend, and I would guess that you're probably going to bed around the same time on the weekend. I used to be the guy when I was Christian's age that I'd want to stay up later and enjoy and do and watch the shows and go, and back then it was partying and other things as well. But it was one of those things where it was setting me up for failure when you start the week, because by the time you start the week, then you're wore out, you're tired, thinking that you're prolonging the day by staying up a little bit longer and enjoying the things that you like to do. But in actuality, it's like we've got to stay on that have a little bit of structure and systems around that as well. So that's what we want to help you with, is to be that answer for you, so that you don't have to like wonder about it, so you don't have to look up everything, because there's going to be a lot of stuff out there. And one of the examples I give the clients when they first come in is like, when you're younger, your parents tell you things and that they think is true. And a lot of the times we buy in and we just take it as gospel, like this is the facts. And when in actuality, it's BS. And when you look back at it, you go like, man, I wish I would have known that. That's not actually the truth. That's what we want to do for you, is we want to be that central station where you can go, hey, I've got a question on this, and you can know that out of integrity, we're not going to say and answer something that we don't know the answer to. That's something I'm big on and Christian's big on, is like, let's get to the facts of where we're at and the results that we have, and be able to build on that from there, and let us show you from a place of us doing it instead of talking out of theory. And that's what a lot of people do. They talk out of theory because Joan down the street said that carbs are bad. You believe carbs are bad. John down the street runs, so you think that you need to run. We're all different. We're all built different. We all need different things that help us progress from there. So just because it worked for somebody else doesn't mean that necessarily it will work for you. With anything like that, though, you have questions, and what we want is to put those in the comments there, and let us help you out and guide you from there. Especially if you're our clients, we've got your back 1,000%. We want you to succeed. Crazy thing is, we want you to succeed sometimes more than you want to succeed, and that's in lies a problem in itself. So, for Seth Humphrey, for Coach Christian, you have anything, if you need anything, don't hesitate to comment below, and we'd love to work with you and show you what the difference between the Vitality Meal and all the other stuff that you've tried out there. So, for episode 17, Coach's Corner done. See you on the other side.